All right. Hello. Happy Friday. Welcome to Yoga Basics. We're going to start seated. So, starting to find your way into your seated position, I highly recommend that maybe you sit up on a blanket or a pillow and making sure you have a pillow around you because we're going to be using that near the end. We got a couple really nice stretches we're going to be using, like a couch cushion or something like that. Now take a second, make sure your space is set up the way you want it to be. Turn your phone off. If you want to put music on in the background, please do that. And getting ready for your yoga practice. So once you know your space is set up, you're going to sit up nice and tall. And feel your lower half really grounding into the floor so that the upper half can find that lift. Let's take a big breath in and let a big breath out. Really root down into the sit bones, grab onto your knees and draw a circle around the lower, the hips, the legs. Just notice all the parts of you that touch the ground. And as you draw your circle, you're pushing into those parts, and that push against the earth is allowing you to find this lift. And then go ahead and reverse and go the other way. Find that circle. Connect with your breath. Big inhale through your nose. Big exhale out your mouth. And then come to center. Sit up nice and tall. Just your rib cage. I want you to allow the ribs to pop forward and then go over to the right. And then back, and then over to the left, and then forward, and right, and back, and left, and then smooth it out. Draw a circle, hit each corner. The rib cage circling around the hips. Now let's reverse that circle. So we go over to the left and back. Take it at whatever pace you need to. One more of those circles. Just what is it like to move the ribs around? And then come to center, stack the ribs right over the pelvis. Shoulders. Let's go shoulders up to the ears. Big inhale. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Oh, let's reverse that shoulder circle, back and up. And then roll the shoulders forward and down. And reverse again. We go forward and up. And back and down. We go back and up. Forward and down. Last one. Forward and up. Back and down. Keep those shoulders down. Chest is lifted. You're going to drop right ear towards right shoulder. Think about lifting with the left side of your jaw. Relax your face. And then bring it back to center. And then going the other side. Tilting left ear to left shoulder. Lifting with the right side of the jaw. Breathing. And then bringing it back to center. Do that one more time each side. Keep it really gentle. But still thinking about all the parts we've moved. Bring the head back to center. Last one. The pelvis is upright. The rib cage is over the pelvis. The shoulders are back and down. And then bring your head back to center. And now your head is just balancing right on top. Go ahead and circle the arms up overhead. Big inhale. Do a big cactus elbow, opening up the chest. We're going to do that 2 more times, floating the arms up, finding the length and the lift. Big inhale. Big exhale, pulling the elbows in opposite directions, creating lots of space across the heart. Last one, big breath. Finding this freedom with every breath, every movement. Take your hands behind you. Bend the elbows, grab opposite wrists or maybe forearms. Lift the chest. Drop your chin down. Relax your jaw. Slowly roll right ear to right shoulder. And then roll it down, chin to chest. And then left ear to left shoulder, breathing in. And then chin to chest. One more time each side. Letting the head be nice and heavy. Relax all the muscles in your face. And last one. Breathing into that open side of the neck. And then chin to chest. Now release your arms first, and then lift your head up. And stacking everything up. We're going to take a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a big breath in. Feel the belly expanding into that bottom hand. Let a really slow exhale out. As you exhale, the belly is drawing in. Do it again. Slow the breath down even more. See if you can find a pause at the top of this inhale. Floating with that breath at the top, staying soft around the breath. And then a slow exhale out, exhaling completely. Emptying the lungs, cleansing out. A few more just like that, just feeling your body breathing. Maybe allowing there to be a little bit of movement through the spine as you breathe. The inhale naturally extending the spine, allowing you to lengthen and sit up taller. And as you exhale, there is a little bit of contraction, a little bit of flexion through the spine. Just feel yourself arriving, mind, body, heart, soul. Now is the time. Now is the time to reevaluate, to restore. To feel gratitude for our resources. To revise our usual scripts. So feeling the body breathing, anchoring in to this present moment. Remembering that the time is now. This practice is exactly what you need. So let yourself slow down and be here. One more big breath, honoring, acknowledging, being present with. And then releasing the hands down to the legs. Go ahead and switch the crossings of your legs. Put the other shin in front. Hands on the knees, draw your circles again. And as you draw your circles, I want you to really feel your pelvis, this pelvic bowl, tilting back, over to one side, tilting forward, over to the other. In Latin, the word pelvis, it means bowl. And that's what this structure in our body is. It is a bowl. And you're kind of stirring it up. Let's reverse and go the other way. And notice how your core muscles, especially as you exhale, you can draw the lower belly in, and that's going to affect the pelvis in a totally different way. Now bring the pelvis upright. So we're not spilling the bowl now. It's nice and upright. Rib cage circles, draw it around. You're trying to keep your pelvis upright while you draw circles with your ribs. We're articulating each part of the spine tonight. And then you're going to reverse and go the other way. And rib cage circles around. Notice how the engagement with your core, especially as you exhale, will allow your ribs to draw in, and it'll affect the movement in a different way. Nice. Stack the ribs over the pelvis. You're going to circle the arms up overhead. Big inhale. Palms touch. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Actively press the palms together, elbows out wide. Lift the heart, shoulders down. Keep the palms pressing together, fingers spread out really wide, and then flip the fingers down towards the floor. Relax the shoulders down, lift the chest. Relax your jaw, and you're going to turn your head to the left. And then bring your head back to center, shoulders down. And then turn your head to the right. And then back to center. Go ahead and circle the arms up overhead, big breath. Palms touch, hands to your heart, actively pressing the palms together, elbows out wide, shoulders down, lifting the heart. Flip the fingers down, same thing we did before, turning the head to one side, leading with the cheekbone, and then bringing the head back to center and turning the head to the other side. Bringing the head back to center. Take those arms up overhead, big breath. Right arm drops down by your right side. Left arm reaches up and over. Now I want you to stay really open across your chest. So this right hand, you might crawl it away from the body. So just the fingertips are resting on the floor. Push the left hip down and open up. Really reach the elbows away from each other. Take a big breath. As you exhale, draw the belly in. Bring it back to center, and let's do the other side. Keep that right hip anchored down into the floor, and then open it up. Now use this left hand on the ground. Think about pushing the ground away, keeping that right hip down, and then this top arm, you can play with your angles to find a nice stretch. One more breath. Exhale to bring it back to center. Both arms reach up. Give me a big cactus elbow. Open up the heart. And then the arms reach up. And you fold it over. Hands on the ground in front of you. Relax your head. Breathe into the back of the body. And let a big exhale out. Big breath out. Now is the time to seek out new ways of being, to appreciate, to honor, to tend to my needs. One more big breath. Now is the time. Walk the hands in, roll the spine up. Let your head be the last thing up. Stack the ribs over the hips, shoulders over the ribs, and then the head right on top. We're going to switch positions. Let's find our way into a tabletop. All fours. Spread the fingers out wide, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and start to find your cat-cow flow. So drop in the belly, lifting the heart, lifting the tail as you inhale. Exhale as you round and find that cat stretch, pushing into the tops of the feet, push into the fingertips. And just find your flow. Now add anything you need. Play with how your weight is distributed. Maybe shifting the weight forward, shifting the weight back. And then I really want you to think about articulating the spine. So we start with the tailbone. Imagine your spine is a snake and your tailbone is the head of the snake. So it's the first thing to move. And each part of the spine moves after that. Your head's the tail, so it's the last thing to move. And then when you reverse it, the tail's the first thing. So we get this slow articulation. I really want you to slow it down for me. You can still add your own unique moves, but just slow it down. Start from the tail, go to the head. Articulating each part of the spine. See if you can feel the hips, the ribs, the space between the shoulder blades, and the neck, each part on its own as you move. You got two more like that, just exploring each parts of your spine. So important that we keep up the mobility of our spine. A flexible spine helps everything else work a little smoother, a little better. All right, find your way to a neutral spine, nice flat back. We're gonna stretch our wrists out. So your right hand, flip the fingers back, stretch it out, palm up, wiggle the fingers. And then switch and do the left hand. You don't have to put a lot of weight, you get to decide. So you're just flipping the fingers back, palm up. I do that one more time on each side. So you flip the fingers back, palm up, shoulders back, and release, and do the other side. Now we go back to the right hand, fingers back, but the palm is going to stay down. All right, so I turn my thumb out to the side. Now you can do both hands at the same time if that feels good. You can just do one at a time. And I want you to make sure that your fingers are spread out really wide, and you kind of lift up the heel of the hand, stretch all the way into the knuckles, and then lay it back down and just do a couple here. Now, if you're doing one, go ahead and switch. Do the left hand. I'm just doing one because both hands feels a little scary for me. So I just do one at a time. Stretch it out. And then release those. Take your hands to the edges of your mat. Flip your fingers out to the sides. And I'll face this way so you can see me. Hands are really wide. Fingers spread out wide. And we're going to shift over to one side, dropping the shoulder down, and then the other. Now you can play with taking the hands out even wider if you need to. It really just depends on what is your range of motion. And you could get that opposite shoulder all the way down to the floor if you want. Big breath, active hands. Spread the fingers out wide. And then bring it back to center. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we're going to go right leg back. Toes point down towards the ground. Actively reach through that right heel. Feel that right glute activate. Now take a big breath. As you exhale, draw your belly in. Push the ground away. And if you want more, you're going to reach your left arm forward like you were trying to shake someone's hand. So we're in our tricky cat here. We're drawing the belly in, pushing the ground away. Big breath as you reach those limbs long. Exhale, pull the knee to the elbow. Flex your spine like you just did in your cat stretch. Inhale to reach it out. Stretch it out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Draw the belly in. Try to keep the right shoulder over the right wrist. Inhale, stretch it out. So you're not rocking back, but you're drawing your belly in and making a rainbow with your spine. Inhale, reach it out, hold it out. Hold it right here. Rotate the right ankle around and rotate that left wrist around. Reverse those circles, go the other way. Big breath. And then release it down. Find child's pose. Big toes touch, knees out wide, hips to the heels, and the forehead comes down. You take a big breath and you fill the space between your thighs. And then let a big exhale out your mouth. Let it go. Big cleansing breath. Do that again. Big inhale. And a big cleansing exhale out. Find your way up into your tabletop again. And let's do the other side. So stack your joints first. Create a solid foundation, and then the left leg reaches back. Toes point down towards the floor. Draw the belly in, push the ground away. If you want more, you're reaching that right arm forward. Shoulders back. Big breath. Limbs are reaching long. Exhale, we go knee to elbow, and we're making a rainbow with our spine, keeping that left shoulder over the left wrist. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the spine. Tuck your chin. Last one, inhale, reach it out. Exhale, pull it in. Go ahead and reach it out. You're going to hold it out. And then we're rotating the left ankle, rotating the right wrist around. And then reverse those circles. Big breath. Shoulders back, bellies in. Go ahead and release that down to the floor. Let's find down dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. So we tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find this this pyramid shape with our body. Take a second to walk your dog out. And if this is the first down dog you've done today, I highly recommend that you take your hands out to the edges of your mat and your feet. So you're in a really wide down dog. Bend your knees. Wiggle those hips side to side. Try to stick the tailbone up into the sky. Big breath. As you exhale, can you draw the front of the ribs in? Send your tailbone up even higher and let your head just hang. Relax your jaw. Enjoy this shift in perspective. I honor where I'm at. I acknowledge how I feel. So with every breath, I create a little more space. I find a little more freedom. Now put a deeper bend in your knees. Walk your hands back towards your feet. We're going to find our Uttanasana, our standing forward bend at the back of your mat. Yep, hang out, hang out. Let all the blood rush to your head. Keep that deep bend in your knees. You might wiggle your toes. Really feel your feet on the ground. Shifting the weight forward into the balls of the feet, back into the heels. Make sure the feet are parallel to one another. And your weight is balanced between the four corners on the bottom of each foot. We're going to come up into our halfway lift, keeping the knees bent, lengthening from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head, shoulders back. Your hands might be pressing into your shins or your thighs. Or if you're looking for a little more intense of a workout today, you fly those arms back and turn your triceps on. Hold your spine here. Look down at the floor. Wiggle your toes. Feel those muscles along your spine really lighting up. These are our rector spinae muscles. Feel them really holding that spine tall, lengthening even more. Big breath. Exhale to fold over the legs. Let the spine hang. Walk the hands forward. Find your way into a plank position. Spread your fingers out really wide. Lift your kneecaps. Draw your belly in. Press into your toes and shift the weight forward and back. Now, if this is too intense, you bring your knees down and you just play with it here. Shoulders back, collarbones smiling, abs drawing in. Can you hug your elbows in? Turn your triceps on. Take another big breath. Exhale, down dog. Send those hips up, melt the chest back. Maybe pedal out those heels, really stretching out your calves. Bend the knees, walk the hands back towards your feet. Find your Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Halfway lift. Lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Stick your butt out, reach your chest forward. You pick your arm variation. We're holding it here. Every inhale, find that length. Tailbone reaching back, heart reaching forward. Every exhale, draw your belly in. Make sure the core is supporting you here. Imagine you were screwing your feet into the ground and see if you can get your outer thighs and your glutes to hold on here. Take a big breath. Exhale to fold, hanging over the legs. Walk the hands out, find your plank. Spread your fingers out wide. Maybe shift the weight into the right hand and then into the left and let the hips kind of rock side to side. But as you do that, make sure you stay nice and strong through your shoulders. So finding your armpit muscle and your tricep. Big breath. Exhale, down dog. Send the hips up, melt the chest back. Take a big breath. And let a big exhale out. Bend the knees. Walk the hands back towards your feet. Find your forward fold. Shake it out a little bit. Find your halfway lift. Inhale. Take your arm variation. Draw the belly in. Find that length. If you're looking down at the floor, wiggle your toes. Lengthen even more. Lengthen more. Heart reaching forward. Tailbone reaching back. Exhale. Fold. Walk the hands out. Find your plank. Fingers spread out really wide. Shift the weight forward into your fingertips. Maybe lowering the knees down. You got 3 push-ups. Shoulders back. Trying to hug those elbows in. After your 3rd push-up, you're going to find your down dog. Yeah, and take a big breath like that. It really helps after those push-ups. Big inhales. Big exhales. Now step your feet together. Make sure the hands are solid on the mat. Shoulder blades wrapping around the outsides of the armpits. Because we're going to go 3-legged dog. So right leg up to the sky. Really reach up through that right heel. Squeeze that right butt cheek. And then bend that right knee. And scorpion tail that right foot behind you. Now keep the shoulders squared. So don't pop that right shoulder. And if you look underneath your left armpit, maybe you can see your right foot. Stretch that right leg up. Reach it as high as you can. Kicking through the heel. And then bring that right knee towards your nose. And we're going to plant the foot in between our hands. Now you might take your right hand and kind of help that right foot forward. Put that left knee down on the ground. If you need a cushion under that back left knee, please add it. And we come up, Anjayasana, lunge. Whew, enjoy the buzz for a second. Big inhale. Big exhale, pushing into your front heel. Engaging the muscles in this right thigh, right glute. Drawing the belly in. Make sure the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. That's super important. And then push your thigh away. See if you can draw the ribs in and lift the chest. Take your left arm up overhead, feeling that deep stretch through that left hip flexor. And then we're going to take that right arm up overhead. Push down into the lower body, lifting up through the chest, staying connected through your center. No better time than now. Right now, big breath. Now reach your right arm back, left arm forward. Thumbs up to the ceiling. And you could look forward or you could look over your right shoulder and just pick something to stare at. Now hug those hips together. Lift your heart and let the twist happen from the rib cage. One more breath right here. We're gonna untwist and come back to center. Both arms reach up, look up, big breath. And then we're gonna take the hands down to frame the right foot. The left hand's on the inside of the right leg. Option to lift the back knee here. We're gonna take the right arm up to the sky. And I want you to make a fist with your right hand and punch the sky. So we're really solid through the shoulders, stacking the shoulders on top of each other. Draw the belly away from that inner right thigh. Hug those hips together and see if you can twist from your rib cage a little more. One more big breath, punch the sky. And then take that right hand down to the floor. Plant that right hand, step that right foot back, find your plank. Remember, you can always modify your plank and bring your knees down. You're gonna shift the weight forward, spread the fingers out wide, and do 3 push-ups. Shoulders back, that's your priority. So it's okay if you're just micro bending the elbows and you're just playing with that for a second, that's fine. After your 3rd push-up, find your down dog. Yep, take a breath like that. Let it all go. We're gonna do the other side, guys. So step the feet a little closer together. Make sure your hands are nice and active on the mat. Armpit muscles wrapping around. And then you take that left leg up and you're stretching it up as high as you can. Really use that left glute. Take a breath. Bend that left knee. Let the foot hang out behind you like a scorpion tail. Keep that left shoulder squared. And try to lift the left knee a little more. Meanwhile, the right heel is trying to melt towards the floor. Extend that left leg up, reaching up through the heel, and then we're gonna bring it through and plant it in between the hands. Drop that right knee down to the floor. Help that left foot forward if you need to. When you're ready, hands come up to your left thigh. Anjayasana, big breath. Draw the belly in. Lunging, like this Anjayasana pose, it's all about moving forward. And in order to move forward, we gotta make sure we're grounded. Right, we've learned the lessons that we need to. So we ground into the lower body. And then we find this lift. Right arm reaches up when you're ready. Keep that breath going. Left arm reaches up when you're ready. Keep pushing into the left heel. Keep your left big toe gripping the mat. Putting weight into that left heel as if you were going to try to stand up on that left leg. You're not going to, but it's as if you were going to, right? We're just powering up that left leg. Draw the belly in, lift the heart. And then we're going to reach that left arm back behind us and the right arm forward. Thumbs up to the ceiling. Big breath. Twisting happens from the ribs. So as you exhale, you draw the belly in. And then twist from the ribs, shoulders down. You choose. You can look forward. You can look over that left shoulder. Just pick something to stare at. Feel into your body. Lower body grounding in. Hips hugging together. And the upper body really finding this lift and then this twist. One more right here. Untwist. Come back to center. Both arms reach up. Look up. And then take the hands down to frame the left foot. Option to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Right hand is on the inside of the left leg. And we're going to punch the sky with the left fist. Shoulders out of the ears. Weight is in the lower leg, in the legs, in the lower body. Hug the hips together. Strengthen the thighs. Draw the belly away from the left inner thigh. See if you can twist from your ribs a little more. Looking up at that left thumb. One more breath. And then take that left hand down to the ground, plant it, and step the left foot back, find your plank. Modify however you need to. Push the ground away, hug the elbows in, find your breath. And we have 3 push-ups, shoulders back, elbows in. Do your 3 push-ups. Now on your 3rd one this time, you're gonna lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. So find your way onto your belly. And then make a pillow at the top of your mat. Rest your cheek or your chin or your forehead. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your lower legs side to side. Relax the shoulders. Take a big breath in. And let a big exhale out. Maybe draw some circles with the lower legs. Windmill those legs around. And go the other way. Notice your breath as you breathe in, this natural extension through the spine. And as you breathe out, relaxing, letting go. Go ahead and release the legs down to the floor. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Find the front of your hips and push the front of the hips down into the ground. Now slide your arms back down by your side. So your fingers are reaching towards your knees. Firm thighs, but we're gonna press the lower body down. We're not gonna lift it. As we roll the shoulders back and then lift the arms. Coming up into this variation of our cobra pose. Now push your hips down. Draw the waistband in. And then lift your arms a little higher. Get the triceps to turn on. Lift your heart and look down. So your chin is down and the back of the neck can be nice and long. Big breaths. Feeling this whole backside of the body really light up. Push the feet down. Push the hips down. Your glutes are hugging on, not clenching. Your abs are drawing and lift your heart a little more. Lift your arms a little more. And then go ahead and release and look to the right. Let your left cheek rest on the mat as the shoulders round. Take a big breath. And let a big breath out. Now you can keep your arms in that same variation that we just did. Or if you're looking for a little more of a shoulder opener, I want you to bend your elbows and bring the back of your hands to your lower back. Now this is not necessarily accessible for everybody, so you're gonna have to pick what feels good for you. If you do have your hands on your lower back, you're gently pushing the hands down into the lower back, the back of the hands, yep. All right, get ready, here we go. Shoulders back, we're all gonna lift our chest. If those hands are on your lower back, think elbows out wide, chin down, press your feet down, press your hips down. Lift your heart a little bit more. Take a big breath. Exhale, lower, look to the left. Let's do it again. Push the feet down, push the hips down. Shoulders back and lift. Relax the jaw. So you're either hands on the lower back or arms reaching down by your sides. Those are your two options. You get to choose. Big breath. Everybody lifting their hearts. Exhale, look to the right as you lower down. Now let's add the lower body. So big breath, push the hips down. As we lift our hearts, just like we've been doing, we're also gonna lift our legs. Straight legs, really pointing through the toes. Trying to lift the fronts of the thighs off the mat. Take a big breath, lift your heart a little more. Exhale, lower everything down, look to the left. And let's do that same thing again. Shoulders back, and we lift everything up. Your hands are either on your lower back or reaching down by your sides. Legs are lifted, pointing through the toes, chin down. Open up your heart. Strengthen the back of the body. Big breath. Exhale, lower down and look to the right. We got one more of those, guys. Here we go. Shoulders back. Lift the legs. Lift the upper body. Chin down. Breathe. Draw the waistband in. Push the pubic bone down. Pointing through the toes, shoulders back, chin down, chin down. Don't hurt the back of your neck. Keep the sides of the neck nice and long. We're here for 3, for 2, and lower down. Look to the left. Relax the arms. Shake everything out for a second. Take a big inhale and let out a big exhale. And then hands under your shoulders, and you're going to push back into a child's pose. And as you go back into child's pose, I want you to tuck your tailbone. Flex your spine like your cat stretch, and then sit back on your heels, and then find your forehead down onto the floor. Take a big breath. Let a big breath out. Enjoy that child's pose. Feel the field of sensation that is your body right now, pulsing, vibrating, tingling, maybe a little bit of aching. Maybe noticing areas of the body where you've been forgetting to breathe, and breathe into that. Take one more breath here. And then find your way up into that tabletop position. Spread the fingers out wide. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Let's go down dog. Explore this down dog. You've never been here before, not in this moment. So what can you maybe discover something new here? Maybe a new length, a new way to connect. And then bend your knees. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Find your forward fold. See if you can really allow the spine to hang out over the legs. Can you really trust the legs? Bend those knees, root into the feet. Let's find our halfway lift. Inhale, flat back, shoulders back. Take your arm variation. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands forward. Find your plank. Spread those fingers out wide. Hug your elbows in. Now you're going to drop your left knee down towards the floor. Really root into that left hand, left shoulder, and we're going to open the right arm up to the ceiling, going into our side plank. So my right leg is just kind of stretching out. I might even scoot it back a little bit. Now for those of us that are looking for more today, we could actually extend that bottom leg and come up into our full side plank. But this bottom shoulder, you really got to push out of that shoulder. Draw this left side of the belly up and in. Get those hips up. Top right arm, can you reach it up and over like you're creating a crescent moon with your body? Lift the hips. Lift those hips. Take a breath. Find your way back into your plank. Spread the right fingers out wide. Drop the right knee down. Open that left arm up to the ceiling. Take your variation. Draw the right side of the belly up and in. Stay connected. Push the ground away. Breathe. You could look up. You could look down. You could look forward. One more breath here. And then bring that left hand down. Find your plank. Fingers spread out wide. Big breath. Exhale, down dog. Big inhale. Big open mouth. Exhale. Let it go. Bend the knees. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Find your forward fold. Find halfway lift. Shoulders back. Heart shining forward. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your toes. Can you flatten out your back even more? Shoulders back. Use those back muscles and then draw the belly in. Big breath. Feel the glutes and the hamstrings hugging on the back of the legs. They're going to help you here too. Fold it over. Let it go. Beautiful job, guys. Walk the hands forward. Find that plank. Last plank right here. Fingers spread out wide. Shoulders back. Elbows in. Abs in. And we're going to lower down to our forearms. So forearms are going to end up parallel to one another. And you can either have your palms on the mat or you're going to make fists like you're hungry for dinner. You're pounding the ground. Now don't let those hips drop. Draw the belly and keep those hips up. Push into the elbows. Big breath. We're going to go into dolphin. So we're going to send our hips back, melt the chest back, and walk the feet in a step. Try to stay nice and broad across the collarbone. Relax your head. Push evenly into both elbows. Send your tailbone up. So it's very similar to down dog, but we're on our forearms. Now you might decide you want to walk your feet in another step because that might give you a little bit more space. Now bend your knees and stick your booty up. Melt your chest back towards your thighs. Take a big breath. Keep pressing down into the whole forearm. That includes the pinky side of the hand. One more big breath. Slowly lower the knees down and find child's pose, Balasana. Forehead rests on the mat. Take a big breath. Let a big cleansing exhale out. No better time than now to clear out some space. To get really clear about what I want. About where I want to spend my time and who I want to spend my time with. No better time than now. To sift and sort. To create and dream up a fulfilling and satisfying life. No better time than now to trust my inner wisdom. One more big breath. Go ahead and come on up. And we are going to go into a seated position. So find your way into a seat. And actually, before you come to seated, I want you to make sure that you have an awesome pillow or several pillows or a couch cushion. That's the word I'm looking for. Couch cushions work really well. This is like a bolster. This is what I have. Yeah, that's perfect. And then you're going to sit on the floor. And you're going to extend your right leg. You don't need it just yet, but I wanted you to get it before we come to seated. You're going to extend your right leg and put the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. So Janu Shirshasana. Let's do this one first. Now ground into your sit bones and sit up as tall as you can. If you want to, maybe grab one of those pillows and put it underneath your hips so that your hips are up. Pelvis is upright, ribs stacked over that. Nice. Right kneecap, make sure it stays pointed up to the ceiling. Take those arms up overhead. Big breath. We're going to twist to the right. Left hand to the right thigh as the right arm goes behind you. Now keep your spine vertical. Push down into both of your hips. Pelvis is still upright. Lift your heart. Exhale to gently look over your right shoulder. That right hand behind you, those fingertips are just barely touching the ground. The weight is in your hips. Let's come back to center. Both arms reach up. And we're going to twist the other way. So the left arm goes behind you and the right hand goes to the left thigh. Now, make sure that right hip stays anchored down. Flex your right foot. Press your right thigh down. Lift your heart. So I really want you to stay mindful of your spine as you move. So we're not trying to yank. Twisting does not happen from your lower back. It happens from your rib cage. Look over your left shoulder. Take a big breath. And slowly come back to center. Arms reach up overhead. Put a slight bend in your right knee. Kneecap still pointing up to the sky as you dive over that right leg. Relax your head. Be okay with where you're at. Really push the left hip down as you let the head just hang. Breathing into the lower back. Letting a big exhale out. Nice, big breath, being slow and gentle with the breath. Staying focused. Staying present. Present with this gentle process of peeling back the layers. And connecting with this natural flow of the body. Now keep your right hand on your right leg. It can be anywhere, grabbing onto whatever. We're going to take that left arm up. Stretch it up, push that left hip down. And then take the back of the left hand to the lower back. Let your head just hang, relax your jaw. Play with tilting your chin towards your collarbone, maybe tilting your chin up to the ceiling. Just kind of move the head around a little bit. Find out what feels good for you. Take a big breath. And let a big exhale out. Go ahead and release that left arm. Put the left hand down on the floor. Use your hands on the floor to slowly roll your spine up, stacking ribs over hips, and then the head right on top. Take your left hand behind you. Reach your right arm up. Point your right toes. You could stay right here and just stretch out and breathe. If you want more, anchor into that left hand behind you. Bend your right knee a little bit. Pushing into that left shin, lifting the hips, and then letting that right arm stretch back. Big breath. Slowly bring those hips down. And we're going to switch sides. So we're going to take that left leg out in front and fold that right knee in. Make sure your pelvis is upright. Rooting into your sit bones. Left kneecap up to the ceiling. Arms reach up, big breath. We're going to twist to the left. Left arm behind you, right hand to the left thigh. Push down into both hips, lift the heart, and then gently looking over the left shoulder. It's not about how far you twist, it's about how tall, how vertical you can keep your spine. Breathing in, find the length. Breathing out, connecting. Draw the pelvic floor up and in. Draw the belly and see if you can really lift up out of the root. Let's come back to center. Arms reach up. Twist the other way. Lift the heart. Stay anchored into the lower body. Let the breath do the work. As you exhale, feel the belly drawing in. That's your sign to maybe sit up even taller. Slowly come back to center. Arms reach up. Put a little bend in that left knee. Fold over that left leg. Relax your head. Yeah, you got it. No need to look at me. There's a whole lot to feel. Just kind of hanging out here. Big breath. Remembering to approach every part of your practice with non-judgment. Right? Letting go of the expectations. Just being present with what's here. Peeling back the layers. We're going to keep the left hand on the left leg. Right arm opens up. Really lift up through the elbow. Anchor that. Right arm lifts up. I think I said left. Right arm lifts up. Keep that right hip down. Bring the back of the right hand to the lower back. And we're letting the head just hang. Relax the jaw. Maybe play with moving the head around. This is a really good spot to just close your eyes. Big breath in. Big breath out. Taking care and being kind to what's here. One more breath. Slowly release that right arm. Use your hands on the floor to roll your spine up. So we're articulating the spine up. The head's the last thing up. And then we're going to take that right hand behind us. Left arm up. We're pointing the left toes. This is a good spot to stay, but if you want more, you can take it all the way up. Pushing those hips up. Make sure your right hand on the ground. The fingers are spread out wide. You might need to readjust that right hand. All right, be nice to your wrists. One more breath. Slowly bring it all down. Okay, this is where we're going to use our cushions or our pillows. Now, you're going to put your pillow, sit next to it, so the pillow's on your right side. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up and put the pillow, we're going to slide it underneath the side of our right hip. And then we're going to lie over the pillow. Now you have options here, right? If you got more pillows, you might prefer to stick a pillow underneath your right rib. It's really up to you. What we want to create here is this kind of half circle or crescent moon shape with the body. Your head's just going to hang so the hips are a little higher. And this top leg, take a breath. This top leg, you might start to like reach it out and reach it back a little bit so that this hip flexor, TFL right here, IT band area can get a nice stretch. Your top arm could reach overhead too, right? So the whole side of the body is just stretching out. And play with it. Sometimes I take my bottom leg forward a little bit so my top leg can go back. And kind of like scissor, I'm opening up the legs. Now I want you to be comfortable. So that might mean that you need another pillow. You might need to put something underneath this armpit, maybe even underneath the shoulder or the head. It really just depends on the density of your pillow, how tall the pillow is. Take a big breath. And a big exhale out. Keep your lower back safe. So we're not trying to crunch into the lower back. We're not trying to get all crazy and just kind of dump into it. I want you to stay long. Find your position where you feel a good stretch and just hang out there. Close your eyes. Let the body soften. Big breaths in. Big exhales out. Honoring what's here. Using the breath to investigate. To get curious about it. To approach whatever you find with the playfulness. To nurture what's here. Take one more big breath. And let a big breath out. Now, to get out of this, we're going to roll forward off of our pillows. We're going to keep it nice and relaxed. Crawl up into kind of a tabletop. And then find our way to the other side. Now, in poses like this, the hardest part is getting into it and out of it, right? So take your time setting yourself up. If you decide that you need more pillows, grab more pillows. You want your hips to be the highest point. That's the idea, is that the hips are really elevated off of the floor. So you kind of find your position. If you need more pillows, you take more pillows and you shove them underneath this bottom rib. And then you're lying down and you might need to adjust a little bit. Oof, you might notice one side's a little tighter than the other. I'm feeling that over here. Like this top hip over here doesn't want to do what the other side did, and that's okay. It might take me a little more adjusting. Big breath. Play with your angles. Draw the lower belly in a little bit just to keep the lower back nice and long. You might decide you want the top arm to reach over. Find your edge. Take a breath. You're just exploring that edge, the edge of the stretch where you're like, ooh, oh, what is that? You take a breath there and watch that edge disappear. Now, if you're on the edge and it seems to just be getting worse, it might mean that you need to scale it back a little bit. So that is your journey. Is okay, at my edge, I'm feeling a deep stretch. And do I need to scale it back, or can I sit here for a breath or two or three and watch that tension dissolve? Or maybe I'm not even to my edge yet and I need to figure out, maybe I bend my knees, maybe I adjust the legs a little bit, find an angle where I can find an edge. Big breath. It's amazing what rolling around on the ground will do for the body. Stretching it out. No better time than now to release the tension so that I can better adapt to all the changes. Two more breaths, use them. Finish up that last breath to get out of this. And bend the knees and roll forward onto all fours. Set your pillows off to the side, and after that, we are going to lie on our backs. So finding your way onto your back. And once you get down there, go ahead and give your knees a hug. And rock a little side to side. Take a big breath in. Let a big breath out. Maybe roll your ankles around and wiggle your toes. Big breath. And then you're going to take your legs and stick them up to the sky. You might want to grab the back of your thighs. If you don't have to grab the back of your thighs, stick your arms up to the sky. We're going to rotate the ankles, rotate the wrists. That really helps if you draw the belly in or draw the belly down into the mat, and that'll make it easier for your legs to stick up into the sky. And you might even shake out the limbs a little bit. And then put your feet on the floor, knees stay bent. And let's find figure four. We're going to cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Open that right knee away from you and pick your variation. You could stay right here. You could reach to the hole and grab onto the left leg. And a nice deep stretch through the right hip. Now, if you're feeling any sort of tension in your neck or your jaw here, you might grab your pillow, set a pillow underneath your head just to relieve that. Let's try to make this easy. Every movement you make is a whole body movement. There's never something you're going to do that's just in one part of the body. So even as you stretch your hip, right, the whole backside of the body is getting a stretch all the way to the back of your neck. So can you bring your chin down? So really continue that length all the way up the spine. You might rock a little side to side. And go ahead and release that. Uncross that right leg. Stick the right leg up. Just check it out for a second. And then put the right leg down. And we'll cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. So now you're in your figure four on the other side. And you get to take this stretch wherever you want it to go. Big breaths in. Slow exhales out. Maybe rocking a little side to side. Meeting yourself where you're at. Doing what you can. Allowing this time to slow down. To quiet the mental chatter. And tune in to the feeling body. Take one more big breath. Go ahead and release. Uncross that left leg. Stick that left leg up, shake it out a little bit. And then put that left leg down. Both feet on the floor, arms out like big airplane wings. And do a couple windshield wipers, just letting the knees fall to one side and then the other. Relax the shoulders. Relax your jaw. Now, if your feet are together, I want you to try your feet out wide as you do your windshield wipers. And if your feet are wide, try your feet together into your windshield wipers. Just kind of switch it up and see the difference. And then bring your knees back to center. Give your knees a hug. I want you to wrap yourself up like a ball. So bring the head up to the knees, and you're going to squeeze everything. Squeeze your feet, squeeze your legs, squeeze your abs and your arms, and clench your teeth and scrunch your eyes and take a big breath. Squeeze yourself nice and tight. And then exhale, release everything. Find your way into Shavasana. Just going to lie flat on your mat. If there is a specific variation of Shavasana you want to take, maybe you want to put a blanket under your knees. Or I don't know, maybe there's something else you were looking forward to. Find your way there. Once you get there, scan the body. Start at your feet, your legs, maybe shake the legs out. Right? For any places that need some extra adjusting, maybe make sure the lower back is long and the ribs are down. The shoulders are out of your ears. Bring your chin down so the back of your neck is long. Soften your belly. Open your heart. Relax your jaw and release the tongue off the roof of the mouth. Allow your cheeks to melt down towards your ears. And allow your ears to relax down towards the mat. Soften your eyes and soften your eyebrows. Stay present with the quieting of the body. I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. And it is you are whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root and the bud of the bud and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than the soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that keeps the stars apart. I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. Allow your first movement to be a big full belly breath in, feeling the belly rise, the lungs filling with air, followed by a long exhale out. Start to gently move the fingers and the toes. Taking another breath, rocking the head side to side, slow movements, practicing slow transitions. And take another big breath. If you want to stretch the arms over your head and go for a full body yawn, you might take it there. Just coming back into the body, back into space. So when you're ready, bending your knees, rolling over onto your favorite side, pause there for a moment. This fetal position, this pose of comfort and support. And take a breath, just noticing. Slowly push yourself up into your seated position. And as you go up to seated, find your sit bones, welcome yourself back. Take a big breath in, fill your belly, fill your ribs, and then exhale, blow it out. Nice, do it again. Big inhale, fill the belly, fill the ribs, sip in that air, and then exhale, blow it out. Draw the belly in, empty the lungs completely. Do it again. Big inhale, fill your chest, hold it, stay soft around it. Exhale to blow it out. Empty the chest, empty the belly. One more time. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the chest, hold it. Exhale, blow it out. Empty the chest, empty the belly. Bring your palms together. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. Shoulders down, lift the heart, smile. Call on your best self to come out through your thoughts. Bring your thumbs to your lips. Call on your best self to come out through your words. And then thumbs to your heart. Calling on your best self to come out through your actions. Tell yourself thank you for taking this time out of your Friday for you. Thank you so much for your practice, and thank you for allowing me to be your guide this evening. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thanks for playing yoga.